The show focused on delivering beneficial information on everything to do with products and services that can improve your life. This is Experts on Call on AM 650.
Welcome back to Experts on Call. I'm Sterling Fox, joined in studio by Charlie Pollock, the CEO and co-owner of Vancouver Gold, and the company's regional manager, Greg Nielsen. Guys, talking gold and selling gold, and let's just talk a little bit about, because we've talked about how the company came to be, how you had a kind of a weird experience with these mail order, sell your gold to us in some bizarre place, and it's not face to face. And a lot of people, especially now with gold, Charlie, when you started the company, you talked earlier, gold was worth about, well, you said about $300 an ounce, and then you watched it grow to 600 and went, whoa, okay. Now it's worth $1,000 more than that an ounce. It's up around $1,600 an ounce. An amazing climb in value over such a short period of time.
Yeah, it's the last 10 years have just been kind of unprecedented for what's happened with gold price. It was sitting around $300 an ounce for a couple, like from the 1980s till about 2000.
Right.
We started the business kind of after that climb started, because that's when it suddenly really became worthwhile to dig through your old gold. But now that it's kind of continued on that same trend for the last couple of years, it's now at $1,600 an ounce roughly,
Mm-hmm.
5 or 6 times what it was when we or when a lot of people would have bought their gold.
And I think, Greg, that causes people to think about selling gold more so. When you know it's $1,600 an ounce on the open market, maybe I'm sitting on something that may actually have some I've got to do this cleaning. I'm either going to throw this stuff out, or maybe I should go have it appraised, because at $1,600 an ounce, it's worth my time and effort. But you get quite a colorful group of people coming in with gold. So let's talk about what sort of gold you accept. Because all I've talked about so far is rings and jewelry pieces, and I have a feeling that only represents a small portion of your business.
Yeah, it does vary quite a bit. I mean, we're seeing people basically that are bringing items in that they don't really have any want or need for anymore. And with the price of gold so high, the threshold for what is worthwhile hanging on to and what's not is a little bit lower. I mean, if you've got something that's been sitting there for 10 years and you don't think that you'll be wearing it again for another 10 years, then really at $1,600 an ounce, it's probably a pretty good time to cash it in and use that money for something else.
Well, what if it's kind of ugly and old and I would never have worn the darn thing in the first place, but it was a gift, so what the heck?
No, we actually, to be perfectly honest, we see a lot of ugly old jewelry, and that's fine. I mean, that's what we're in business to do is something that is broken or worn out. In terms of pure gold content, isn't worth any less than a perfectly brand new piece of jewelry.
Right.
So that's the type of stuff we'd actually prefer to see. We don't want people to be selling something that's really nice and brand new and that they might want to otherwise keep.
Right.
Because the gold content in an item is going to be that only represents one part of the value of it, obviously.
Charlie, accuse me of being old and creepy if you will, but I gotta ask you this. What about gold teeth? Do you buy teeth, and do people bring teeth to your store?
Oh yeah,
they used to be really popular, back a generation or four before me. It was a very acceptable kind of thing to do, have a shiny gold tooth.
And even the gold teeth so first of all, to answer your question, we see a lot of gold teeth. It's almost a perfect example of what we buy. It's something that has really no use to you to keep, right. And this is the perfect time to cash it in.
Okay, all right.
And by the way, this is a tooth that's already been taken out of your mouth.
Right.
We don't offer dental services in the store.
No extraction services provided at Vancouver Gold. Good to know.
Yeah. And the gold teeth we buy, they're not necessarily gold color always. We do buy the white gold ones. They usually have a little bit less gold content in them, but we buy it all, basically.
So it sounds, but judging by the expression on your face, it just does. It sounds like it's fairly commonplace then.
It is, absolutely. Yeah, every day we see.
Yeah.
Really. Tell me, you just brought it up, and I was going to ask you about this, and thank you for opening the door. What's the difference between white gold and I guess yellow gold, for lack of a better way of describing it. What's the difference between the two?
Yeah, the main difference is the alloy it's mixed with. So that's the gold you're buying as jewelry is almost never pure gold. If you get 24 karat gold, it's always yellow. It's
Okay.
the same color always. But when you have 10 karat gold, as Greg mentioned earlier, 41% of that is gold and 58%, 59% say, is other metals.
Okay.
So if you mix more silver in there, you're going to get a more white gold color. So that's the main difference. What else is in there? 10 karat yellow gold, 10 karat white gold, to us, has the same amount of gold in it.
Right.
So it's worth the same amount. Might have a little more silver. The other, they sometimes will plate yellow gold to make it a pure white. And that's kind of a different situation. You'd still probably call that white gold, but that's the other. It's either a different alloy, a different mix of metals, or just a coating to make it white.
But pure gold is generally yellow.
Pure gold, yeah. The color of gold is that yellow gold color.
Right. Okay. So that, but okay. But I'm curious about that because white gold is certainly popular as a jewelry setting metal, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It kind of goes through cycles. White gold is really popular right now.
Right.
A lot of the old stuff, we do see mostly yellow gold because we're seeing a lot of stuff from the 70s and the really old stuff. But we do see it all and we do buy it all, and it's all totally acceptable for us.
Greg, there's something that you have as part of your gold purchasing plan at Vancouver Gold. When a customer comes in, you have something called a 150% guarantee. What's that mean?
Yeah, so we have a guarantee. It basically just shows that we do stand behind our prices. We offer very, very competitive payouts for anything, whether it's jewelry or coins, bullion, teeth, anything. And so what we do is, should a customer come in, get an estimate from us, and say, decide that, no, we're going to go somewhere else to get another estimate from another company.
Yeah.
If they get an offer in writing from another gold buyer locally within a certain period of time, I believe it's
one week,
7 days, a week.
Okay.
We will actually not only match that price, we'll beat it by 50% of the difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you are competitive and determined to stay that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, part of that is, we started as probably the only place locally that advertised prices.
Right.
And we really want to, we put those prices not because they mean something to everyone who's shopping, but because that's something we can stand behind and you can kind of compare and look at. Our price guarantee, it goes a little bit beyond just prices, though, because we want it to be also based on our testing. If you bring in the same piece to two different people, one place might claim a higher price for 14 karat gold, but test that piece at a different level, depending on, what their testing methods are,
Okay.
and how safe they want to be with that. So we have our testing based on, we give an estimate, someone else gives an estimate. We're so confident that our estimate's should be higher than that we will match, we'll beat those prices.
Interesting. Well, that's, again, you talk about buying or selling gold with peace of mind, and that's really important to a lot of people. So, again, when you offer up that sort of a guarantee, and then you've got the protection or certainly the endorsement of the Better Business Bureau, again, these are all factors that contribute greatly to an individual's peace of mind. No question about that. You talk about your prices. You post your prices. Mm-hmm. So anybody can go have a look. When you go to a situation where when you see a price range, well, we'll pay anywhere from $5 to $15 a gram. You see that range, and that's as close to posting a price as that gold outfit is doing. What is that? What should I read into that, or what should I take from that range posting instead of we pay bang per gram?
Yeah, just be careful, basically. That's why we suggest kind of knowing what you have going into it, because maybe they are going to pay a little higher for those higher carats, but chances are you're going to get lowballed if you don't know what you're doing, if they give a range.
Right. So knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power,
is always the
absolutely.
case.
Yeah, and the range is going to, it's going to go with the purity of the gold, too.
Right.
We provide an exact price for each purity. But that price is based on the amount of pure gold in the item.
And does this come in the form of a written, here's thank you for submitting this, we've tested it, here's what we've found, and here's what we think your stuff is worth based on the testing and our findings, and here's the bottom line. Is that all given to the client in a written form?
Absolutely, yeah. We provide them with the when they sell, they leave with the breakdown of everything we've tested, the weight, the purity. Another thing to mention about prices, they do change every day with the current market value.
Of course, gold is up and down. It's a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
And if you're a gold person and that's your retirement, it can be a stressful holding unless you've got lots and lots of it. But in terms of the consumer, if you have this written estimate describing all of your submissions, and then that gives you a pretty powerful weapon. If you are comparison shopping, Greg, as you say a lot of people do, you can take that estimate from Vancouver Gold and run it by a couple of competitors, and chances are you're not going to get that thorough, a comparable return quote, are you?
Yeah, well, certainly the other gold buyers in town, they don't have the same type of testing equipment that we have.
And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, we have the capability to measure down to the thousandth of a percentile on our X-ray machine. We've got density machines. Our buyers are very highly trained in the art of testing gold.
Vancouver Gold, Canada's trusted neighborhood gold buyers. We'll back with more here on Experts on Call on AM 650 right after this.
Delivering relevant and beneficial consumer information. This is Experts on Call. And there's more still ahead on AM 650.